Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Reality Is, where words do come to life. So, my computer got messed up, and I had some videos loaded inside the computer that I wanted to upload. So, I'm going to do some of them over, and when I get those, if I pull them from the old computer, I'm going to upload those as well. But this topic I want to talk about because right in the middle of COVID-19, Governor Pritzker made a statement about rental assistance. The limit was up to $5,000, and he gave a link where you go to apply for rental assistance. And so they said in the conversation that don't call because they will not provide you any update. Well, that was way back in June, I believe, May, June, that this came up and came about. And I've asked quite a few people, have they received the rental assistance? And the answer was no. So I want to know, Governor Pritzker, what happened to the money that you promised to assist those who were laid off from their jobs? Now I understand the city of Chicago just did one, and I believe theirs expired last night. But here's my thing. People are hurting. Companies are laying off, and jobs are closing down. The jobs that's out there, that even in some of the updates that you all are feeding for people to go to, especially for those who work in restaurants, that they can go to, like the retail environment, what you all fail to understand, they already work for cheap in the restaurant, but the bulk of their money came from tips. So how do you make up the tip money when you go to a retail outlet and they don't want to pay you no more than $14 an hour? They got 3 kids, rent, a car note, plus they need to get grocery and everything else. See, we are not, you all don't think. And those who sit inside the city council, which is your aldermans, you all sit here and you make these decisions. And you don't think outside the box. You don't think further than your conversation, because if a person's rent is $1,200 a month, they already behind. That little money that they've been waiting on, some of them probably already then lost their apartment, even though you all asked the landlords to not to put tenants out. And you think all landlords are going to follow what you say when it comes down to the money that they need to survive for their buildings? No. When Tony Prepwinkle, when we first got into, I believe it was a stage 3 of COVID, and things were starting to open back up, and she had a team, a live team broadcast, like a Zoom, and she had people chime in with questions. And they asked the question, would they still have to pay property taxes? And you know what her answer was? They expected that money on the date that it was due. Now, how are you all helping people? You're not helping nobody if they're already struggling. So now you're pushing people to choose which bill they should pay because they're in the mode of survival. Now here's the other side to this. Unemployment ain't no money. It's no money. It's $800 every 2 weeks. Rent is more than $800. So if you take an unemployment check and you pay your rent, what do you have left? Now, for those who sit in city council and you all do all this talking, and you do all this denying, and you talking about the budget is blown out of proportion. Well, the budget been blown out of proportion. Don't put that on COVID-19. It was already out of whack because you all misuse the funds. And here's the thing. When you all feel that money is lack, You want to tack the bill to the people that's already struggling instead of cutting your check. $100,000, I'm sure you all can afford to miss a whole bunch of checks, not just furloughs. Cut your salaries down. You don't need them. And half of the aldermen anyway that's getting money, you ain't doing nothing in your community or your ward with it anyway. You should give it thee back because you're not doing nothing with that money. And when you had the opportunity to do something, you didn't. Now, we can find money to fix the highways and everything. Construction is going on up and down the highways. Nobody stopped that. And that's dollars. People are still going through the tolls. That's money. And now that we're legalized marijuana, I saw in the update that Mayor Lightfoot was going to lay off about 350 people. But because marijuana was legalized, that created a nice little income for the city. You all been getting money all the time. Everything that you say you earmark money for, it should have put a cushion in your pocket. Lottery was supposed to be earmarked for schools and libraries. Didn't help because schools was closed down. People come here and film movies, but nobody talks about that. They film shows regularly. Where did all that money go? See, you had all these people in office. The people that was over the school board, the lady who stole, but you didn't ding her for the money she took and pull it back. And then you want to take the price tag of the stupidity that you all do and stick it on the residents who's already struggling to make ends meet. Now you come up with a program talking about Secure Chicago. You can go to the retail store. It's a lot of people that's out of work. A lot of them. Now, if I get a retail job, what is going to pay? What is it going to cover in my house besides the light bill, the gas bill, and grocery? It won't cover the rent. It won't cover the gas in my car. It won't cover that. And I can't even afford to get medical insurance. So how are you all really helping? Please explain that to me. I just saw you all on TV talking about a building that you're building up in Holman. What did you? If you can find investors to do that, find investors to build up the communities and pour back into the communities. But I'm saying to you, Governor Pritzker, where's the money for the rental assistance? And these are the things we need to take notes about. So when your little ass run for governor again, we need to bring that up on your resume. That's one promise that you did not keep. You're sitting on stacks of money. When you got in office, you didn't need no money, and you really don't need to check that the governor office offered. So you should have donated your money to somebody who could use it. That's what you should have done. But stop standing up here promising these people something that you're not going to deliver on. And that rental assistance, you did not deliver on, and I'm calling you out. Subscribe. Leave your comments.